Popcorn and welcome back to my video today. And in this video I decided to make a little topic is Mesopotamian fashions. And in this video I decided to divide it into 4 parts. It's Sumerian fashion, Akkadian fashion, Assyrian fashions, and the last is Babylonian fashion. Mesopotamian civilization have been existing for many years ago, and this civilization flourished between approximately 3100 BC to the 500 BC and comprised several cities, states, including Sumer, Akkad, Babylon, and Assyria. In addition, there are some empires have been existing as a Mesopotamian civilization, but it hasn't influenced a lot on this land. And at first, we need to research about Sumerian civilization's fashions. Sumerian civilizations have been appearing for many years ago. It has been influenced by lifestyle from primitive times, so about 500 BC its clothes hasn't changed a lot, mostly made from animal skin or fleece, as you can see in these pictures. Next, in about 4500 to the 1900 BCE, it had a distinct fashion style that reflected their cultural and social norms. Although writing records about fashions from that time are limited, archaeologists have discovered various artifacts, including statues, cylinder seals, and pottery, which provide insights into Sumerian fashions. Next, in Sumerian society, clothing and fashion were closely linked to the social status and wealth. The wealthy and elite individuals had access to luxurious materials and clothing, while the lower classes generally wore simpler garments. Gender roles also play a significant role in Sumerian fashion. For men, the most common garment was a lead-length skirt-like garment called the kaunikis or kaunis. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. The kaunikis were made from a thick woolen fabric and was often worn over a loincloth. It features multiple layers and tassels. Over time, the kaunikis evolved into the simpler, pleated skirt known as sikher. Early Sumerian women wore only a short wrapped around their bodies, with the simple border patterns or basic all-over patterns carried out in the embroidery or by printing. Then women typically wore a longer garments consisting of a laced bodice and a tiered or pleating skirt that reached their ankles. These dresses were usually made from the fine, lightweight fabrics like linen or wool. Women's dresses often had intricate embroidery, pleating, and decorative fringe. The next is makeup and jewelry. Both men and women adorn themselves with jewelry, including necklaces, bracelets, and earrings. This was often made from gold, silver, or other precious materials. They also used cosmetics such as coal or black mineral-based pigment to enhance their appearance. Headgear was an important part of Sumerian fashion. Women, on the other hand, wore a variety of headpieces, including headdresses adorned with ribbons, flowers, or feathers. Overall, Sumerian fashion expressed the prosperity and status of individuals in society. The use of high-quality fabric, intricate designs, and lavish accessories showcased the wealth and taste of their elite, while simpler garments were worn by the common people. The next topic is Akkadian fashion. The Akkadian Empire was an ancient Mesopotamian civilization that existed from around 3334 to 3154 BCE. While there is limited information about Akkadian fashion specifically, we can draw some insights from the broader Mesopotamian culture of that time. Clothing in Akkadian Empire was strongly influenced by the region's hard and arid climate. Both men and women wore simple, loose-fitting garments made of linen or wool. This garment consisted of the large, rectangular piece of fabric that was wrapped around the body and secured with a belt or sash. The style of clothing varied depending on a person's social status. The elite member of society likely wore more elaborate clothing made from thinner materials and adorned with the jewelry and embroidery. In terms of accessory, jewelry played an important role in Akkadian fashion. Both men and women wore earrings, necklaces, bracelets, and rings. Overall, Akkadian fashion focused on practicality and comfort, reflecting the needs of the people in their daily lives. The Neo-Assyrian Empire was a powerful Mesopotamian civilization that existed from around 911 to 612 BC. The Assyrians had a distinctive style of fashion that reflected their status as a militarily dominant empire. Clothing in the Neo-Assyrian Empire was influenced by both practicality and aesthetic. The Assyrians favored richly adorned the garment made from the fine fabric. The clothing consisted of various layers including tunics, robes, and cloaks, which were often decorated with intricate patterns and embroidery and tassel. The elite member of society wore luxurious textiles including silk, linen, and wool. One notable aspect of Assyrian fashion was their use of color. Bright and vibrant colors were valued, and garments were often dyed using natural dyes made from plants, minerals, and insects. Different colors were associated with specific social classes, with bright and vivid color reserved for the upper classes. Accessories played a significant role in Assyrian fashion. Both men and women adorned themselves with jewelry made from precious metals such as gold and silver. Necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and rings were commonly worn. They also used belts and sashes to accentuate their waistlines and add a touch of elegance to their attire. Hairstyles were elaborate and carefully styled. Men often sported long, well-groomed beards and had their hair neatly arranged. Women wore their hair in various styles, including braids and updos. Hair was sometimes adorned with ribbons and feathers, and also headdresses. The Neo-Assyrians were known for their love of perfume and cosmetics. They used scented oil and ointment for personal hygiene and to enhance their beauty. Makeup including color for their eyes and rouge for the cheek, and also popular among their elite. Overall, Assyrian fashion showcased their opulence and riches of empire. The clothing, accessories, and hairstyle of the era reflected the social status and cultural values of the Neo-Assyrians. The next topic is Babylonian fashion. Babylon was an ancient Mesopotamian civilization that existed from around. The Babylonians who inhabited the southern part of Mesopotamia were known as textile manufacturers and traders. Their items were precious gifts to their neighboring royal families. They excelled in their productions of apparently any item. In particular, they took pride in creating more sophisticated clothing, including their own collections of shawls and dresses. Early Babylon clothing in this time, Babylonians wore a belt and loincloth so as to cover up their butt. Later, fashions in Babylon has been changing. They wore a lead-length wrap around the skirt tied around the belt, which also covered their back. These skirts with slanted hem slides were typically worn by men. After long times, their attire had been altering again. It's also a beacon which showcased its development in fashion of Babylon. They used finer fabric and adorned their clothing with decorative patterns, embroidery, fringe, and tassel, and also a shawl for both men and women. The use of vibrant color and intricate design on clothing was common and among upper classes. They adore wearing dresses with V-neck lines and skirts cut in straight lines, and wearing these tunics with shawls. They wore only length tunic, or sometimes ankle-length pieces with short sleeves and designed with a round neckline to add comfort to their style. To make their clothes more comfortable, Babylonians used short wool. Next is beauty and accessories. Babylonians drilled to set on a bun with a ringlet for women, or hair with braid, updos, and using ribbons to add embellishment to their hairstyles. They would even grow looser curly beards. Makeup and cosmetics were popular among the Babylonians. Women applied cosmetics such as kohl to enhance their eye and used ruff and lips color to add a touch of color to their cheeks and lips. Babylonian fashion showcased both practicality and aesthetics, reflecting the cultural values and social status of the people. And that's all about Mesopotamian fashion. And if you're feeling like this topic is really necessary with you and it's really interesting, please subscribe and like my video. Thanks for watching a lot.